Good afternoon, guys. Sean Dexter here, back to you with another Bitcoin USD analysis video. And today, as you can see, Bitcoin looks like it hasn't done much, has it? But if you go back to our last video and you recall, we were talking about how people were getting pretty excited over this potential inverse head and shoulders that was playing out on the 4-hour, right? Or at least you could see it best on the 4-hour. Now here's the thing. We talked about how it's far too early to be calling a move like that when we haven't even really reached the neckline yet, let alone have a break of the neckline. The best time to be actually calling this, or the only time you should be calling this inverse head and shoulders, is when you break the neckline off the inverse head and shoulders, right? And if you can see this over here, right, this guy over here, this candle over here, we didn't even really get, right, even if you adjust it, we didn't even really get all the way to the neckline before we got sold into. And we talked about this. We talked about how the market movers use these most obvious patterns to bait in the retail traders to buy in far too early because they get excited, right? The earlier I buy, the more up move I get and more profits I get. But the thing is, you're also adding far too much risk if you don't wait for confirmation, right? So now Bitcoin looks like it's just drooping down, testing this horizontal line that we talked about yesterday. And then what else did we talk about? We talked about Bitcoin may very well test the top of this neckline over here, get rejected, and come down and make its move to this red line over here, which would then make it look like a M double top formation, right? If you go on over to our daily, okay, I'm gonna quickly go on over to our daily. You can see, we'll remove this yellow line over here. You can see that over here, Bitcoin seems to be forming a double top, right? And again, too early to call it double top until we actually come down to the neckline and break to the downside. And it's going to be the same scenario. If we do break this horizontal over here, we could very well make our way down to the 7,200 region. And looks like Bitcoin may want to be doing that as we speak. You can see it ticking down over here. But I think let's go on back on over to our 4-hour actually and turn on our Ichimoku. Let's see what's going on over here. Ooh, this is interesting. This is actually really interesting. So our 4-hour which is actually also closing at 12 hours, closing in 4 minutes, as you can see this over here. The Tenkin has moved aggressively to the upside, and this candle has given up the Tenkin. As you can see, for the past many 4-hour candles, we've been staying relatively above and safe above the 4-hour. But now the 4-hour Tenkin, but now the Tenkin has moved to the upside, and this candle is going to close underneath it. If we can close another 4-hour underneath the blue Tenkin and then a candle underneath this horizontal over here, I would be expecting price to make its way all the way down to this red Kijun over here. And what do you know? It lines up with our red horizontal that we drew from our previous few minutes ago, right? Remember this red horizontal, 7,200? That lines up with the daily M formation right bang over here. And also guys, don't forget the CME gap. Let me pull that up for you guys. So here we have our CMEs on the 4-hour, and if you look at this guy over here, this green candle here sitting on your green 55, this was the Friday when CMEs closed, and they closed at around 7,180, 7,200-ish, and on the Monday they opened at around 8,000-ish, right? So you have this big gap between 8,000 and 7,200, and these tend to get filled over time. When they get filled, we don't know when exactly. It could happen whenever, but when you see so many things lining up, so much confluence across different charts, we have a 4-hour Kijun, we have a CME's gap fill, we also have our daily on Bitstamp. Let's go back to Bitstamp. We have our M formation that may play out, again baiting in traders who want to take the trade too early before the break. Okay, we also have our daily 21 moving aggressively towards this side over here. So what did we talk about in the previous video, right? We talked about how something else may play out. We have a 4-hour inverse head and shoulders where the market movers bait in liquidity over here, making people expect a break to the upside. Then they push the price down, making an M formation, right? And this is getting ugly, but you guys know what I mean. Making people expect an M formation, and then they take the trade too early again, expecting a down move, and then it bounces back up, right? So we end up having something like this. right? And then the big move, or maybe we go down and then the big move to the downside. But I'm leaning towards the upside. Why? Multiple factors. One, we are in an uptrend, and when we are in an uptrend like this, I will always lean towards the upside. The probability is just on your side, and you want to keep it on your side. You do not want to fight the trend. Secondly, guys, again, we talked about this in the previous video, Ethereum, a major alt, one of the big guys, is giving indications that it's ready to make a big move up, and I just don't see BTC making a big move towards the downside while Ethereum makes a big move towards the upside. So let's go on over to Ethereum and talk about that briefly again. Okay, so we talked about how Ethereum is sitting against this big red block of resistance over here, has been consolidating near this resistance, and whenever you're consolidating for that long near resistance, that's a bullish sign. That's not bearish, guys, that's bullish. If we break past this, I'm expecting a move all the way up to 420. Now, why are we so bullish on Ethereum? Well, one, we have an uptrend. Two, look at this bull flag that's getting printed over here. You have your pole and you have your flag. Three, let's go on over to a weekly. We've been talking about this for a while, right? We have a break of a green 55. We have a 10 crossing the 21. This is on the weekly, guys. We had the retest of the green 55 and it bounced. And now the next area after we clear this, if we clear this, of course, at around if we clear around 269, 270. If we close a weekly above that, I think we're moving all the way up to 370. If we go on over to our 3-day too, okay, turn on our Ichimoku, we have the 200 MA of the of the 3-day lining up at 400ish. We have the top of the cloud, which would mean an edge-to-edge trade all the way up to 459 if this pans out. And if you think about, guys, these edge-to-edge trades have been panning out recently. We've seen them happen on the one day Ichimoku on BTC, the 2-day Ichimoku on BTC, and the 3-day Ichimoku on BTC, right? Let me show you guys. Just in case you have forgotten. And we played all of these. Damn, this is getting messy. Let's just remove all our lines. We can do them again later. Remove all drawing tools. We played this all the way to the upside. We broke up here, and now we just simply, like, this was good enough, guys. People are expecting up, and more constantly in one straight line. You guys are getting a little bit too greedy. Let Bitcoin do its thing, okay? Let's wait for price action to tell us what Bitcoin wants to do moving forward. But look at this. We still have a green cloud over here. This is not to be taken lightly. Green Kumo twist. I personally think it's Ethereum's time to have its time in the sunlight, and in my opinion, within the next few days, we should be making a move one way or the other. If it keeps getting rejected here, we could see a move to the downside. I could see all the way up to 205, and maybe then perhaps consolidate some more. But if we break 205, that's when I would get a little bit worried and see something, be looking for a move, maybe to around 181-ish, right over there. Let's mark these out. So that's a major level. Yeah, that's then the Kijun, of course. Okay, so 205, then 181. But honestly, I'm not leaning towards that happening. In fact, I think anything coming down to 240-ish is going to be picked up and bought up, right? So keep an eye on this, guys. I think Ethereum is going to be giving us our next big signal for an alt-cycle rally across the market. Speaking of which, there's something else I do want to talk about. Let's pull up the altcoin market cap, right? So just go market cap, and am I typing that right? I don't usually look at it. Okay, BTC market cap, looking for the one that says excluding BTC there. It's this one, total market cap excluding BTC, okay? If you guys ever want to look at this, it's good to check this every now and then. Right? Open up, come on, trading. Don't do this to me. Don't do this to me. Oh, come on. Okay, there we go. And we'll take off everything, all our indicators. What do you guys see over here? This is another bull flag being printed on the entire market cap excluding BTC, which means the altcoins as a whole are drawing a bull flag, right? Now this is always going to be heavily skewed towards what Ethereum looks like, right? But it shouldn't be taken lightly either. If you go on over to Bitcoin dominance as well, Bitcoin dominance seems to be wanting to take a chill pill. Come on, TradingView, don't do this, man. Not today. Look at that. So Bitcoin dominance has gone down. Altcoin market cap, it looks to be flagging. What does that tell you? Bitcoin also on its main chart is telling you that it wants to do it looks like it's consolidating, right? Actually, let's go on over to a 4 and see if it defended that horizontal. We were looking at the horizontal, right? On you can pull up our Tenkin. Yeah, so we did defend that horizontal, but if we do break this, right? I'm looking, if we do break this, so that we close a 4-hour candle below 7,792, 7,800 to round that off, I would be looking for a move to the top of the cloud, aka also the Kijun at 7,200. And honestly, I think that's going to get picked up, so keep an eye on that. If we do break this, I'm looking for a move towards 6,700, possibly even 6,200 after that, and that lines up with your 4-hour 200 MA. What do you know? But going back to Ethereum again, I'm expecting Ethereum to break. If we break around 269 or 279, anywhere above that, I'm expecting a quick move towards the upside. So that's all we have to talk about for today. I actually have a very bad throat, so I wanted to keep this video a little bit shorter. There's not much to do, guys, except wait. The moves that you should have been taking was around the 5,000 level, when we had this move all the way down here on BTC, on Ethereum, when we had a move to around 245 on the weekly. For now, you guys wait for a break. We are either waiting. Okay, I'm not giving you guys financial advice. This is what I would do. We would wait for a break on the daily over 8,200. If we do break the daily over 8,200, I would be expecting a move all the way up to 9,700 ish, or let's say 650 to be exact, somewhere around there. If we break towards the downside, if we break anywhere, if we break 6,200, I'd be expecting to move all the way down to 5,400. And for those of you who have been waiting for BTC to make its big move to the downside, that would be the area I'd be looking to pick up BTC, because I think we'd be seeing a big bounce over here, right? What kind of drawdown would that be? Yeah, that's your big 33% drawdown that a lot of people have been looking for. So that is entirely possible too, but we have a lot of work to do before we get there, right? We'll have lots of signals and a lot of preparation. We'll have a lot of time to prepare for a move like that. So don't get too anxious, trade safely, and trade with a clear head. I'll talk to you guys in the next video. If you like this video, throw the like, throw the channel subscribe. It really goes a long way. And join us on a Telegram chat if you haven't already. Talk to you later.